G.I. Joe always said, knowing is half the battle, right? There you go.
Personally, I wouldn't swap things that are already working, but that's just me.
You know, I mean, the thing is, you come into a match as a team. You've got that game plan. You want to stick with that game plan no matter what, and sometimes it's hard to be flexible, I suppose.
Maybe.
You should be flexible. Can't argue with this guy. He's a very critical person.
Very set in my ways. What
That's
can you
right.
say?
So we're going to Route. Are you really? We're going to Route 66, another map where London has an opportunity to play things a little bit funky, a little bit differently. They don't need to rely on 3-3 to win a map like this.
They don't. And you know what? They can also play Sombra for this entire map on attack and defense just fine. We've seen it before already here in the very first few games of the Overwatch League.
Yeah.
A lot of teams opting into that 3-3 in the endpoint C, but you can also just sort of mix it up. Move out your Diva, put the Sombra in, you're good.
Paris is going to know what's up here, though.
Absolutely.
They see Guard come back in, they're like, hey, I remember what happened last time you put Guard and you ran Sombra. So they're going to be well aware of what London's going to throw at him, most likely.
Yeah, and I think in King's Row, at least, they did a decent job after seeing it for one round, adapting to it by trying to put Cruz and Nico on Sombra duty to prevent Finzi from getting hacked. But even then, they still found it very challenging. Guard is an ace Sombra player. He's a Sombra specialist, and he'll know how to weave those hacks in onto your tank line, even if you're trying to stop him.
Yeah. And he certainly was unstoppable on King's Row. Back on the Sombra, as you can see again, as we get things ready on Route 66, Paris Eternal looking to close out this series with a 3-1 victory on our escort map, London Spitfire. If they can do what they did on King's Row, then we are going to that fifth map, another control map, and then we'll see. Then we'll see what the real adjustments from London are, because that Ilios was very one-sided in favor of Paris. So I kind of want to go to that fifth map, mostly because I'd like to see more Overwatch, but also because I'm really curious to see how London would react in that situation.
It's been a tight match so far. The winning team has generally done a pretty clean job of executing their game plan.
Yeah.
And keep an eye here onto Finzi and Ben Best, as Guard is going to try and get that angle. He's currently on top of that boxcar on the right side of your screen.
I had to back up initially. He did get spotted by Finzi. As D.Va, you know, you've got no ammo, you know, you're not going to run out. You can just kind of spray around. Ben Best does get hacked. Has to back away, play a little bit safe, but Paris Eternal have rotated to the other side here now.
You see Cruz up there trying to deal with Guard, booping him back, keeping that D.Va unhacked, and now they're focusing. As soon as Guard tries to get position, every time they're putting that damage down, he gets a hack off on a Cruz anyway.
Yeah, another hack. This time onto the Lucio here. Guard translocating over to the other side, being very elusive. Going visible again, but Paris still pushing this payload a little bit. London hasn't quite been able to find the kills they were looking for.
I mean, they stalled them without the payload moving for a minute, though, so not too terrible for London. And that's not even going to be their best point on defense. It's going to be much more open here as they come onto big girls. A lot more opportunities for Guard to get good flanks in.
Very true. Paris is biding time. Okay, grab coming in from London Spitfire. And that's going to force out the Transcendence on the Paris side as they re-engage here. Nico does take down Gesture. Paris saying, hey, this is our chance to maybe take A. Pedosian uses his Transcendence as well. There's an EMP coming in from Guard. There's a follow-up, though. A lot of people getting hacked on Paris. It doesn't matter, man. They only need those left clicks.
It doesn't matter, Doa, if you EMP when the grab is already out and the Zarya is already charged, right?
Pretty
The
much.
damage is there. Your team is locked up. And that's London Spitfire using a lot of ults to no effect. Still dragged about 2 minutes off this clock, however, and they are going to have another chance to defend on A before this payload makes it to the end.
A few ultimates, too. Sound Barrier, Grav.
Oh, they're
just
not.
going to let it go. Okay, all right. So they
Interesting.
decide to wait it out, go for that perhaps more solid point B defense. It's like you said, Monty, where the end of point A is kind of open. It's tougher to make Sombra really work on that. Here you can see there's got more of a narrow corridor. More of an area for Sombra to work from the high ground. So I can see the logic from London.
And hip
dear.
again. That was part of the shutdown on King's Row, was getting one of those right clicks before the translocate.
Yeah, Ben Best decides to give Gesture the hug of death and takes off Fury with the Fire Strike too. London not wasting any time in team killing, or getting team killed rather, by Paris.
It looks like there were a lot of adjustments made at halftime here for the Paris Eternal. They're definitely putting their focus onto Guard, who was ripping them apart in the last match.
Well, they look much more prepared for this. And it's like we said before the map started, you know what London's going to throw at you with this sub of Guards. So They have a plan, executing it well so far. Waiting for it now. A lot of forward positioning by Paris, too. You can see Ben Best on the high ground. They're trying to deny guard places from which to hack.
Yes, and Nico just flailing away out there on that high ground, trying to make sure they're not going to get any follow-up. Good self-destruct, actually, to deny the follow-up on the Graviton.
Yeah, that's right. Sound barrier after everything is said and done when they want to re-engage here, too. Ooh, Earthshatter comes in, knocks Soon and Nico down. But Cruz still getting the kill onto Gesture anyway. Paris now losing anybody to the ultimates from London Spitfire right now. They can pop their Transcendence. There's the hack now. Ben Best down. Maybe London can come back in this one. It looks like they will. Nuss just uppercutting hip into oblivion here. And Prophet chasing Paris away. That's going to be a nice D-Mech onto Finzi too. Nice delay on that one.
Sneaky Soon trying to get an extra elimination there at the end.
Yeah, that's something we saw a lot of last year too. Sneaky Soon was like a real deal in last season of Overwatch League here, man. You can't let him backcap on you.
Well, coming in to that fight, though, Gesture again, I'm really impressed with how decisive Paris is when it comes to siphoning off the tank plays. Gesture has been playing too far forward while the rest of his teammates have been setting up on the flanks. Paris identifies that and just destroys him first in almost all of these team fights.
True enough. Paris coming in with a couple crucial ultimates here. Try to close this one out. Fury, whoa, getting aggressive on his own here. Graviton surges down for both teams. Gesture gets pulled in as he tries to charge forward. Fury down, though, and Paris managing to trap London between a rock and a Ben Best plays. Prophet taking a nap on the payload there, and Paris Eternal carving through the rest of Spitfire. That's going to be point B.
Some funny animations there.
A little bit.
With Gesture coming in and getting with the charge and getting sucked back into the Graviton surge. Couldn't make the play.
It's like I feel like
follow up on the grav.
About to go into orbit there and just spend the rest of his life circling the Earth. You never know.
So EMP now online for the Spitfire. Flank from guard all the way into the back. Nico there. Solo on the payload.
Got that EMP opportunity. Ooh, they don't know he's there either. Nice EMP coming in from guard. And London Spitfire wasting no time and getting on top of Paris Eternal. Clean fight there. About as clean as it can be. Paris Eternal, they're okay with that. Didn't use any ults of their own in there. They can just reset. They've still got about 2.5 minutes left to finish C.
And just a matter of working up their old bank again. They should be okay. Plenty of time left for Paris. This is a difficult map to finish in the first place.
Yeah, Point C on Route 66 is definitely one of the more brutal ones we see in escort maps in Overwatch. All right. Self-destruct. No kills out of that one right now. Paris Eternal does use that to move forward, though. Bidoshin responding with the Transcendence soon at like 10 HP, but he stays alive. Transcendence now for Paris Eternal, as well as they push London back even farther. That payload is still moving, man. And Cruz sound barrier. Whoa! It took a while. They had to wait for that beat to drop, and that was enough time for London to get set. Great disruption on Cruz's ultimate there.
Always feels bad when you're a Reinhardt or you're a Lucio player and you get booped during those engagements.
I hate having to wait that long for the beat to drop.
I know, really throws off your dancing, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, I just like start and I do like kind of half moves. It's really awkward. More awkward than my regular dancing. Ben Best with the kill on the Nuss here finds him with the charge. And ooh, EMP from guard here. He's got like no health left, but Paris Eternal has to back off, and London Spitfire is going to help him do that. Back all the way back to spawn and down to 1.5 minutes. London's been using a lot of time off this clock.
Certainly have. And Paris also committing many of their ults to no effect. London has really consistently been on top of the ult bank game, coming in with more tools to use in these team fights because they really saved some of those ultimates. Hitting 5 people with EMP makes sure that you don't have to use anything else, really.
Swimmer's extra dangerous here. Gesture tries to go in for the Earthshatter. Nice block, though, from Ben Best. Doesn't save Hip, though. London still gets aggressive, just jumps past the Reinhardt shield. All right. Well, this is why we say Point C is very difficult on Route 66. It's such a narrow area to go through, and especially when the opposing team has an amazing Sombra player. You're just going to get hacked. You're just going to get EMP'd all the time.
Yeah, the area of effect damage gets really crazy in here.
Sure does. Everyone's all grouped together like that. Fury, getting pretty charged up, but he has that Graviton Surge to use. Paris Eternal, waiting for an opportunity to throw down some of their own tank ultimates. Ooh, Ben Best tries to throw out the Earthshatter, doesn't really seem to catch anybody. Finzi throws in the self-destruct. No kills out of that one again, creating space for that payload to move. They want to move the fight forward on the Paris side. Oh, they're going to trap Paris in the Graviton Surge now. No kills out of that one, though. Nice ultimate from him, but now the EMP comes in after the Zenyatta uses the Transcendence, and Paris still managing to come out ahead in this team fight here. London Spitfire push back. That payload's getting there. They're going to have the respawns. They might have an opportunity to still try to defend this. Fury way in the back here.
There's the beat coming
No
down.
doubt.
They have 2 support ultimates to try and last on this payload.
That's right. It's all about the delay now for London. Guard's going to switch over to the Bastion here. Trying to just hold on. Cruzo gets a kill on the Fury in the end. Transcendence from the London side, but it's all cleanup for Paris Eternal. They're taking him out one at a time. London lining up and getting knocked down by Paris, and they are going to get that 3rd point on Route 66.
Finally, Paris breaks through the London defense. Ult by ult, a little bit off timing for the London Spitfire, and that means the Paris Eternal find that opening.
And that's the thing, you may have those quick responses to defense, but when you're staggered like that, you never get to fight that big, even fight. Let's watch Hype again here.
Yeah, Hip coming in and just making sure that they're not going to have the damage to kill people. Up on the high ground wasn't really a concern anyway, and you'd think with that quad EMP would be enough, but frankly, London's just too far away for any of this follow-up. Too far away to follow up on the Graviton, too far away.
It's kind of a desperation thing.
Yeah, to follow up on the EMP.
His name's Hip, but he certainly does make me feel the hype.
You feeling the hip hype?
Feeling the hip hype all day so far. And it's like we said, I'll reiterate, man, taking point 3 on Route 66 is huge. It's so easy to defend that one. We oftentimes see pushes get stopped, kind of halfway through C. Paris Eternal, though, having none of it. They put themselves in the position to win this series. All they need to do is stop London from completing their attack run.
I do think we might see this composition here with Guard on the McCree. Maybe switch over to that Sombra again, but having the Hanzo really enables you to control space nicely, at least for the first part of this push.
Yeah, I mean, double sniper is something we've seen a lot on this map over the years here.
So we'll see if it's just a Sonic Arrow into the cart. It might be a Pharah switch. No, it's going to be a swap over to Brigitte.
Okay.
Oh, they're just going to go right back to what was working for them on King's Row and what did pretty well, at least at the start of this map.
I mean, I think it's obvious that's what you do here. I mean, when push comes to shove, Guard on Sombra, you're going to go for that 3-3 start on top of the line. Oh, no! Nico just swinging around, and he finds the invisible Sombra.
Yeah, Paris has adapted to this. They're doing much better than they did on King's Row. Nico really hunting around for that Sombra right there. A lot of times it's either been a right click from Hip or it's been a stun from the Brigitte.
They really seem to have Guard kind of downloaded here. They know where he's going to go. They've kind of gotten to analyze the style a little bit and kind of be there before he is a lot of times. Playing that aggressive defense here. And again, this denies the Sombra from getting behind you. They try anyway. Guard does get behind them, but they force him back right away. Hack on the Benbis. That's supposed to let London move forward. But instead, it's Soon getting the kill. On the Paris side here, Gesture zoned out, put the train car and taken down. He's getting shipped right to the afterlife. And Bedoshin out of commission too. So London, again, they're just really having a hard time getting Guard in the right position and then capitalizing on the hacks.
Certainly are. You can see here tracking around the payload. He's been outputting an enormous amount of damage so far in this match. Nico again playing the flank. Look at his positioning. Cruz and Nico on both of the flanks. So this is how they're trying to defeat Guard through positioning. And now Guard's just sitting there in the back. He's going to come in for the EMP.
That was good EMP
soon
with the
only.
translocate. That's right. Finzi did get a little bit low. Hip didn't get caught by it, though, so he crucially got to use that Transcendence. Not catching the Zen with that is a real problem for London. Self-destruct comes in. Paris Eternal caught in the Graviton Surge, but doesn't look like London has a lot of follow-up to this.
Yeah, Soon the only one EMP'd in that conflict.
Oh, Benbis down. Here's a chance for London. They got to get that payload moving. It's been a great defense for Paris already, but maybe if they can get some kills here. Gesture getting a little bit low. Soon finishes him off, and Paris Eternal looked rough at the start, but they're having none of this, man.
No, they are not, and they're playing so well, popping the Transcendence to make sure that they could follow up after the EMPs, and yet are not going to be hit.
Uh-oh. Oh, Fury. Fury just kind of slid off the edge there. See a replay of that.
Well, we'll see what happened. Meanwhile, London Maybe having to rethink a few things right here. To come out with another EMP. Hopefully it will go better than the last one.
Yep.
But Guard hasn't been able to get position, and that's really well played by Paris.
Sticky on the side. If he can get hip, that's the thing. Okay, he does get the hack onto hip. Hip with no shields left. Can he finish him? Oh, not quite. Gets in there anyway,
disaster.
man. Ben Best down. Could still be a problem for Paris here. Fury getting one. Bedosian down, but that Zenyatta's coming back fast, and London finally breaking through here. You know, again, it's like we talked about earlier. If you can EMP the Zenyatta, that's the ticket right there. And finally, London breaking through the first few meters of point A.
All right, you're cool with that, though, if you're Paris. Okay.
You use so much time.
You used a sound barrier, used an EMP. Paris got 3 minutes off the clock on you. You're feeling great. You're going to have another defense here. You're going to have all 6 ults.
All right, let's check this out, man. Fury, how do we fall? Yeah, he just stepped off.
Oh, no.
Oh, you've been probed.
I like the spray.
It's like, what do? You might as well do some art on the way down. We can call that art, right? I don't know. Here we go again. Gesture drops the Earth Shatter, but nobody there to really be hit by it. Nico comes back with the kill into Bedosian, and there goes Nuss Cruz with a great move on the opposing Lucio, and Paris will take control of this payload again. 15 seconds left for London. They gotta scramble. I don't even know how you get back to the payload in this situation.
I don't know if you do, Doa. It's gonna be a trick to wade through all of these tanks and that self-destruct.
Oh, here we go. Another Graviton Surge comes in. And can they even get there? Somebody touched. Guard managed to get back there onto Sombra. There goes Gesture, though. They're without their main tank. That payload is moving. EMP comes through for Guard. Can they turn it around? I don't think so, man. Even Nuss with the kill onto hip. I don't know if they can grind this one out here. Nuss is staying alive for a long time. Prophet's still there. Can the respawns get there? No, Ben Best takes Prophet for a ride. And overtime starting to expire here. It is an absolute scramble for London to try to stay alive. Gesture's back again, but he's on his own here. We got the tracer switch. Guard swapping to get back to the payload again here, but it's still all Paris in the kill feed, and eventually that's going to expire, and that's going to be Paris Eternal winning their first match in the Overwatch League.
Fantastic debut for Paris, showing the strengths that we thought they would bring into the start of this league. They could be so very proud of this win, I think.
That was incredibly impressive by Paris to not only play their strategy out so cleanly, so decisively, but then to adapt to the big threat that Guard brought from London. What a debut for Paris Eternal.
I really like the way they adapted.